Today, I'm taking you on step-by-step journey through Carrie's early relationship with Big, from the day they met to the naked dress.
Oh, honey, it's fabulous. Bravo.
It's tits on toast, baby, but you make it work.
Well, let's just say it. It's the naked dress. I mean, you're obviously gonna have sex with him tonight.
Come on, it's our first date.
We will break down what mistakes were made, and I will share with you an alternative scenario that could have saved Carrie years of dating drama. And maybe you will pick up something useful and insightful for your love life. Hi, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Anna. I'm certified relationship coach based in Germany. And on this channel, I explore relationship dynamics through popular movies and TV shows, helping you understand complex psychological patterns using well-known characters and stories. And this is my Sex and the City series. I already made a video on why Big cheated on Natasha, where we take a closer look at Big avoidant relationship patterns. And there's also 2 more videos: 6 rules on power and negotiation from Charlotte, and why Samantha left Smith. If you love Sex and the City and haven't seen them yet, I highly recommend it. I love go deeper in my analysis, and trust me, it's worth learning from. And now let's dive into early days of Big and Carrie's relationship. When Carrie meets John, she immediately starts calling him Mr. Big. This nickname actually comes from the writer Candace Bushnell herself, who described John as one of those New York guys with a big personality. You just notice him the moment he walks into the room. Candace Bushnell said, "I called him Mr. Big because he was like the big man on a campus. The name reflects his presence and charisma. He is larger than life. He is a man with power, and back then in New York, men with power were their own special breed." And right from the start, Carrie is impressed by John. He feels special to her. He makes an impact. But there's more to it. Carrie is also anxiously attached. There are 4 main attachment styles: secure, anxious, avoidant, and disorganized. For someone with anxious attachment style, it's typical to get emotionally involved very quickly, falling in love with an idea or image without truly knowing the person. And to show it more visually, I'm using a speedometer graphic to show just how far Carrie and Big go in their attraction to each other. From the very beginning, the first and very common mistake Carrie makes: she judges John based on his appearance and presence, not his actions. He hasn't done anything significant yet, but she's already romanticizing the idea of him. Carrie already put him on pedestal. She compares his shiny, confident image to her own self-doubt and insecurities, and that instantly throws the balance of attraction off. When a relationship starts like that, it's really hard to handle it afterwards. So yes, I'm definitely turning up the power and that attraction speedometer on Carrie's side. And because the story is told from Carrie's perspective, we can't be 100% sure how attracted Big is to her at the very beginning. But from what we see, he's definitely interested. He noticed her, no questions about that. And still, he's waiting. He is evaluating whether or not to ask her out. Why does he take time? I think he hesitates because Carrie isn't the kind of woman he usually goes for. Big has a certain type. If you look at his mother, his first wife, and later Natasha, they're all elegant, career-oriented brunettes from high society. Women with manners and emotional control. That's the kind of woman Big typically chooses. It doesn't always make him happy, but it fits the perfect picture he has in his head. And Carrie, on the other hand, isn't exactly his type, but still, from all those little looks and moments, it's clear he's into her. So yes, I'm adding a little speed to his attraction side as well. The second time they meet is at a party, after which Big offers to give Carrie a ride home. And that is where, in my opinion, the whole dynamic of their relationship starts taking a real shape. Big asks Carrie what she does for a living, and she introduces herself as a sexual anthropologist. A sexual anthropologist? What do you mean? How would you react if you first meet a guy and he introduces himself as a sexual anthropologist? Me personally, I wouldn't have any positive associations with him after that. But let's watch the whole scene.
So what have you been doing lately?
You mean besides going out every night?
Yeah, I mean, what do you do for work?
Well, this is my work. I'm sort of a sexual anthropologist.
You mean like a hooker?
No. I write a column called Sex and the City. Right now I'm researching an article about women who have sex like men. You know, they have sex and then afterwards they feel nothing.
Big jokes back. You mean like a call girl? And really, how else could he respond? And what kind of first impression does it make? But you know what? We don't judge here, because it's actually a very common mistake I see people make in real life. I've coached a lot of women and some men on dating, and I see it all the time. Carrie calls herself a sexual anthropologist because she wants to stand out and sound unique. Real women do the same in real life. When we like a man, we want to be playful and interesting, not boring. You see a lot of that on dating profiles, for example. And if Carrie didn't like Big, she would just said, I'm a writer. But because she's so into him, she wants to flirt and be interesting, playful, and calls herself a sexual anthropologist. What creates a wrong first impression? People are wired to quickly put you into categories: rich or poor, smart or not, serious or just for fun. That is simply how human psychology works. Because of that, my advice is always better to start with a simple and easy, non-complicated introduction, first impression, and build from there, instead of trying too hard and be all that mysterious, risking being misunderstood. In the long run, it's always better to be easy to understand, because relationships and communication are complicated enough. So Carrie presents herself as this sexual anthropologist who studies emotionless sex from the female perspective, while also going out every night. Basically sending back a huge signal that she's into casual fun and not looking for anything serious. And that is the first turning point, because Carrie starts falling in love with Big while sending the wrong signals. Carrie gives off a clear she's fun for now vibe. Now, what is going on the Big side? At first, he doesn't quite know what to think of Carrie because she's so different from the women he usually dates. But he is already starting to form his first impression, and it is basically nothing serious. Big gives the green light because yes, she is not really his type, but as the saying goes, you don't marry everyone you sleep with, so why not? The result of that interaction is that they are both going in a completely different directions. The second mistake Carrie makes is not asking for effort, just going with the flow. After the green light from Big, they start kind of go back and forth. Carrie calls Big a crossword puzzle, but honestly there is nothing complicated about him. Big acts according to his first impression. He treats her like she's nothing serious. There's nothing crossword puzzling about that. Big doesn't actually ask Carrie out on a real date. He asks her for a drink thing. Nothing serious, nothing that requires effort or planning, and Carrie goes with it.
And speaking of potential boyfriends, later that week, the crossword puzzle asked me to meet him for a drink blank. Not quite a date, 5 letters, starts with a T. Yeah, whoever this is, I can't talk. I'm late for a drink thing.
If we look at this from a strategic point of view, if Carrie's goal is to build a real relationship with Big, to be the one and not just for fun, this would be a perfect moment to correct that first impression by setting a boundary. Wrong first impression isn't the end of the game. Big calls. Hey, wanna do a drink thing? Carrie could have just asked, is it a date? And if he said, I don't know, just a drink, she could have replied, well, I don't really have time for just a drink. Call me when you want a proper date. A simple but powerful step. Because proper date requires a little bit of planning, and that already shows a small level of commitment. Not a huge one, but that's a first step. See you at the party, drink thing, and so on is nothing. If you want a commitment, but just go with the flow, you are sending wrong signals. Carrie goes with the flow and agrees to this drink thing, wanting a real date, but still unsure if it's date that puts her in an unfortunate position. That situation makes Carrie think and guess even more about Big, while he's busy living his life. Big holds the power here, not even intentionally, and the balance of attraction shifts even more. Carrie now is getting even more attracted to Big, and his attraction stays the same. Carrie kind of saves the situation by walking away when Big brings his friend with him. Then, when she bumps into them again, Big casually asks, would you care to join us? Once again, no effort, just situational.
Hi.
Hi. What are you doing down there?
Oh, it's a wobbly table. Guess I have the touch.
Would you care to join us?
But this time, Carrie plays it cool. She doesn't rush to the table after his invite. And when he mentions dinner time, she doesn't jump in either. She lets him put a bit more effort. And that is how she finally gets her official date. And that is also how we come to the final step that really shapes the relationship. The first date and the naked dress. I hope now it's clear the dress wasn't the best decision. Once again, Carrie is acting from the same mindset that made her call herself a sexual anthropologist. With that dress, she's trying to impress, be provocative, trying to present her as desirable and attractive as possible, creating a very wrong impression. And did you notice? She already wants to sleep with him so badly. Why? Big haven't done anything real yet. This is a balance of thinking amount we talked about.
The truth is, I was dying to sleep with him, but isn't delayed gratification the definition of maturity?
And here comes the timeless question: to sleep or not to sleep with a man on a first date? Or even when is the right time to have sex? And take a deep breath. There's no right answer to this question. Because when to sleep and to sleep or not to sleep depends entirely on you. That's true, there are some really great relationships that start with sex on the first date. And that's also true that you can wait until the wedding day and still be completely miserable in your relationship. So, if both are true, what do you do then? And my advice is: do not listen to general advice and know yourself first. If you can handle sex the way Samantha does, if you don't see it as a big deal, if you're okay whether the guy calls afterwards or not, and if you're able to just enjoy the moment, then go for it, why not? Look at Samantha and Smith. Their relationship started as purely physical, but eventually grew into something real. But here's the thing, you have to be that type of person for it to work that way. If you know you will get emotionally attached quickly, start overthinking, or feel hurt if things don't go further, then don't do it. Don't rush with someone if you know you won't be able to handle it emotionally, and be honest with yourself first. And this is the next turning point in Carrie and Big's dynamic. When she sleeps with him, she immediately loses control. Her anxious attachment type is taking over. She becomes insecure, can't relax, and starts overthinking everything. Big doesn't lose interest. He still calls her and asks her out, but nothing really changes for him. He just keeps living his life, which is completely healthy if we remember that they are still at the very beginning. But meanwhile, Carrie's attraction keeps going higher and higher, completely out of proportion. She can't stop thinking about him, questioning her choices, talking with all her friends about him, and beating herself up over it. He is taking up far more space in her mind than he deserves at this point. And that eventually leads to her showing up at his place drunk in the middle of the night.
I just came here to tell you that if you're embarrassed or ashamed to be involved with me in any way, that we can no longer see each other. The truth is, I blame myself. I wore the naked dress on our first date. I slept with him too fast. And now I'm on a Fifth Avenue bus with a penis on my head.
What are you talking about?
You won't introduce me to your friends. You bring me back to that restaurant where men take women they don't want to be seen with. You won't come out and meet my friends. You know, you have me in a niche. Certain events, certain restaurants, certain people. Like I'm only a particular fragment of the kind of person you think that you should be dating.
But I've only gotten to know a particular fragment, although I'm beginning to know more.
No, this is not me. This is me reacting to your perception of me.
Imagine a guy showing up late at night, drunk, and making a scene after just your second date. That is completely out of control. And Big is right when he says, I only know one part of you, because Carrie is already way too deep in her thoughts for this stage they're actually at. And that's why the question to sleep or not to sleep with a man on a first date doesn't really have one clear answer. If you can handle it emotionally, then great. But if not, don't do it. So yes, Carrie is constantly thinking about Big. Meanwhile, Big is simply having a good time, with no real effort and no intensity. He's also dating other women, so his attention is divided. And speaking of that, the scene where Carrie finds out he's seeing someone else is very telling. Let's take a look.
Can I talk to you for a second?
Sure.
Okay. Excuse me. Are you on a date?
Sort of.
I thought you said you had a business thing tonight.
I said a dinner thing.
Well, she's stunning. And I should know because, frankly, she stunned me. Well, enjoy your dinner.
What, are you okay?
Oh, sure. I was just, I just didn't realize you were dating other women.
Well, not a lot of other women.
Oh.
Why don't we talk about this Saturday?
Sure. So, then, enjoy your dinner. Oh, already said that. Well, try it twice.
All right, here we go.
I can't believe it. He's seen other women.
Rick.
Carrie acts completely shocked that Big is dating another woman, and the show frames Big as a total jerk. But remember, we are seeing all of this through Carrie's perspective. So after listening to my analysis, what do you think? Is Big really the bad guy here? Or was this actually to be expected? I'm not judging either Carrie or Big. They're simply living in a different worlds with completely opposite expectations for this relationship. This isn't a monogamy problem, this is misaligned expectations problem.
True. We had never discussed exclusivity. But while for me the idea of seeing another man would be like trying to fit another outfit into an already overstuffed suitcase, Big was happily dating another woman like it was the most natural thing in the world. Is it that men have an innate aversion to monogamy? Or is it more than that? I wondered. In a city like New York, with its infinite possibilities, has monogamy become too much to expect?
Big is on casual track with Carrie. Even when she asks him, "Are we for real?" he just replies, who knows? They have different expectations and completely different attraction speeds, and that is going to cause a lot of trouble later on. So yes, that was my take on Carrie and Big's early relationship. What do you think? And by the way, if you have your favorite movie or a TV show and you want me to analyze that, leave me the comment. I'm really open. I'd love to analyze it and dive into it for you. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching this video, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.